Ready. Ready. Shemai, out to Two Welsh Dads, the podcast where two proud Welsh fathers talk life, parenting, and everything in between. I'm Stefan, and I'm joined by my fellow dad and friend, Glyn. This is our third episode, so grab yourself a cuppa and come join us as we share who we are, why we're doing this, and what you can expect from the journey ahead.
Good morning, Stefan. How's it going?
Shemai, Glyn. Good to see you. How are you?
Good, very good. You had a good week?
Excellent. Have I had a good week? It's been okay. Yeah, not bad, thanks. Quite productive work-wise. That being said, I've been fairly lazy coming back from work. So the second half of the day, I feel like I've used up the majority of my work, and then getting home, I could be doing more. How about you? Did you have a nice week away? Was it a week?
Yeah, it was very nice. Very nice. Nice weather. Weather continues to be
It
glorious.
was
And yeah,
very hot.
sat in a desktop and it's boiling. Another heat wave.
Don't blame.
So can't complain.
You're making me look bad here. Check out those guns, rippling shoulders. Damn, son. I
Um,
need to up the game. There we
I'm,
go. How's
I'm,
that?
uh, I'm glad that you drew attention to shoulders because continuing on our trend of starting with a well-being moment.
Yes.
We've done breathing, and I feel like we could add a few other things to one's toolkit.
Ooh,
And
adding it.
I have been thinking, well, someone did it
Okay.
while I was away, and I was like, oh, that's quite nice actually. A few shoulder rolls.
Shoulder rolls.
Yeah.
Shoulder roll.
Just relaxing
Okay.
a bit, yeah.
How do we do this? Just
Oh,
shoulder roll. Like
back.
I can hear the muscles rubbing against each other.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That's age, isn't
Like,
it?
is it?
Probably.
I thought it was hitting the bench. Bench press.
Just
Feels pretty
shake
good.
it out.
It does.
Shake it out.
Shake it out.
Shake
Shake
it
it
out.
all the way.
Shake
Picture.
it out.
Yes. Okay. Well, does that work? Do you feel good?
Feels nice. Just
It does feel quite nice.
yeah, it's not
Yeah.
not the same kind of thing as breathing, but can just loosens you out a bit, doesn't it?
We do three big breaths as well. I
We
feel
can
like
do
that
some
puts me in the
breaths.
right
If you
frame of
need some
mind.
breaths, let's do some breaths. Do you want to do it?
Do you wanna? I was just breathing in general. If you want to lead us on the breathing,
Oh,
in case I forget.
just like I should breathe
I'll
as
just do
well. Like I
regular breathing.
remember, like breathe in, breathe in. Okay,
Tell
okay.
me when to breathe. How long do I breathe in for?
Let's breathe in for 4.
Is that the
1,
usual?
2, 3, 4. And
I
breathe out
forgot to
for
breathe. Sorry.
4.
Okay.
1, 2.
Have you started? Okay, I'm
Breathe
ready.
in for 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Okay. Feeling good. Feeling fresh. Ready to rock.
Ready to
Okay.
rock another episode.
Another episode. Episode 3. Welcome back, dear listeners. I think we've got 6 people on
We'd be nowhere
listen.
without you guys,
Just
without
up
you
from here.
folks out there.
That's it. It's
Yeah,
just up from here. That's what I was saying. Good.
exactly.
So today we've got some wonderful, interesting topics about becoming a father. So, do you want to lead us on becoming a dad? Glenn, how old are you? First of all, set the scene.
My birth
Where are
story.
you living?
I think
Where were
the
you living? Because
well,
that makes a difference.
it's not. Yeah, it's not quite the age that was the big thing for me. But when
There's not having other
we
people around.
we just moved to Scotland,
Yeah, that would be a big thing.
and I'd been in my job for 2 months. Sophie had been in her job 1 week, and then
1 week. One
lockdown
week before.
before
Uh,
before COVID lockdowns. So we were there for, imagine,
you
we
were
moved
alone.
from Wales. We traveled to
Yeah.
Cambridge. We've done some traveling. Wales, new country, Scotland. Never been there really before, other than one night for the Edinburgh taboo.
Yikes.
tattoo, not taboo. Um, so knew
Hmm.
no one, didn't really know anything other than rugby.
Yeah, scary.
So that happened, and then as you do, you get bored in lockdown, and what should we do? Make some kids?
Make
Seemed
some
like a good
kids.
idea because
The natural progression. Yeah, kid making, bored.
bored.
It happened to me for my second born. So yes,
Exactly.
yeah.
Think, oh well, we've got nothing else to do, and
Is that really what that went through your mind? You've got nothing else to do? You thought,
that definitely went through our mind, and also the fact
"Hmm,
that well, you felt like you had a lot of time on your hands at the start. It was quite exciting at the start. It was, we
okay.
partied and we did home renovations, and everyone kind of did, and then you're like,
Hmm, what
but
else is there to be done?
well, and we'd had jobs, the secure, so
So
it
the
felt like
jobs,
a good time in our life as
jobs
well.
take, yeah.
Yeah,
Financially, yes.
yeah,
I assume yes.
financially we were secure. We had a house. We we'd been
That
together
makes sense. 10, 6,
4 5 years.
8, 5, 5,
Oh yeah, maybe more.
5. Really?
5 6 6 years, something like that. Maybe. I,
Sounds, that
I'm
sounds,
terrible at
that
time.
sounds right.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, okay. So you mentioned at the start of this that age wasn't a factor, and then you mentioned about having nothing, not so much, well, nothing to do. What else is there to do? Do you think doing having a baby was the next thing to do?
Yeah, it was definitely something that we wanted to do.
Ah, there you go then.
Always wanted
I
to do
think
that. Always.
wonderful answer.
Always
Yeah,
the
we've
guy
been.
who, whether you admit it or not, maybe this is just true. Is this true of all men? But we all played with dolls, or is that just
Didn't see that one coming.
just me?
Uh,
Is it?
did I play dolls personally? No, I didn't. Never. That's
Didn't
not me
you?
being a man. No, maybe an action man here or there. Is that what you mean?
You had a
You mean
brother
real
though.
doll?
You had a brother. I had dolls lying around because I
Yeah,
had a sister.
you did. You did. That makes a difference. And you
It
were
does
younger.
does make a
Yeah,
difference.
no, I was all male. No dolls.
100%
All male.
testosterone environment.
Check it out. This will help our viewership.
Ah,
Yo! Hey, Buzz.
hello.
For all you viewers at home, this is Tilly. Say
This
hi, Till.
this will get the
Meow,
views.
meow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't play with dolls, but
Okay.
yeah.
So
No, I
probably the
did.
fact I
I
had
did
an
have
older
all.
sister.
So you played with dolls, and did that make you more wanting to have a child?
Don't know. Maybe.
Do you think?
Did you want to have children?
I always knew I wanted children. I think there's never a right time to have children, especially financially. Um, I yeah, always knew I wanted them, but when was the answer really? But looking back, yeah, glad I did. Really glad I did at that at that time. I got a kitty cat that's meowing. If you can hear a meow, that's the pussycat over there. Yeah, yeah. What was the question again? I was distracted by two cats in the room.
I was exploring whether the fact that I play with dolls made me more likely to want children or not, but it doesn't
Nice.
sound like it. No.
Yeah, well, how would that make you want children more? Playing with dolls, pretending you're a god.
Maternal? Don't know.
Hmm?
More maternal? I don't know.
Maybe could
We'll,
be.
we'll look into the
Oh,
statistics.
it's good though. You admitted it, and
Boys with
maybe
older sisters play with more dolls and
you should
therefore
make that. You should
maternal.
make that a study. What did I play
Yes,
with?
I do.
I had a Stretch Armstrong. Do you remember Stretch Armstrong?
I do, but I didn't have one.
You didn't? Ah, see,
No,
brother.
my best
Yeah,
friend had
maybe.
one, but
What else did I play with? I play with
apparently she
cars,
do. So
micro machines. I had Legos. Yeah, never any dolls. But
I never had dolls. They were my
right, okay.
they were my sisters, all right?
Yeah, no, that's maybe it would make you more maternal, I guess.
I don't know. They're always around. I see it with my youngest boy.
Yeah,
He's got a
you see,
pram like his
I've seen
sister.
my son picking up my daughter's dolls and playing with my daughter, which is quite nice.
Yeah,
So yeah, it definitely happens. It definitely happens. Yeah, you see young kids, you know, pushing prams. Um, so yeah, it's probably ingrained in a lot of girls from a very young age
yeah.
that that's what you do. You
Boys.
know? Hmm?
toys are available.
Toys are available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My little boy loves nothing more than wearing a dress and pushing a pram around because that's what he sees his older sister do.
Ah,
He does love a tractor, which is
who
a
doesn't?
he hasn't
Who
seen that
doesn't?
anywhere else. He just loves tractors, but he does still insist on wearing a princess dress and pushing a pram around.
Yeah, why not? Go for it, kid. That's what I say.
You know, we'll see.
Knock yourself out.
Yeah,
We'll see.
got the
Yeah.
tractor alongside, balancing it all out.
Yeah, they
She's
are.
an early mountain biker, so she's pretty mental on a mountain bike.
Really.
Yeah,
Mountain bikes are good. Mountain bikes are good fun. Yeah, I need to get out my bike. Do like a biking session, I must say.
yeah, yeah.
Brechfa Forest in West Wales. Don't know if anyone's been there. Write a comment in the comments below if you have.
Do the old
Wonderful
government.
place. Yeah, sorry, I'm going off course here. Yes,
Yeah.
just like the proverbial bike
I was
that
setting
we
the
mentioned.
scene and we got distracted by dolls.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Dolls have
Yeah.
nothing to do with it. Let's just forget the fact that I play with.
Okay, that's marketing.
If we
That's
had an edit
marketing.
there, we'll just edit that out. That's
Okay,
nothing to do with
that's fine.
anything.
Don't worry, keep it in. Keep it in. It's okay. Keep it in. No, maybe there's another reason. Was it something else growing up that made you think, yeah, being a dad?
Nah, I
I want
think
to look back. I want to look back at my childhood. I don't think there was anything, any triggers that made me want to become a dad, except for maybe hanging out with my dad and thinking, wow, what a good time I'm having.
true.
Yes, maybe one day I'll have this with my own child. Possibly. I don't even know.
Or just
But,
biologically in us to want to reproduce.
or just what, sorry?
Mainly, it's just biologically in us that we want to reproduce.
Oh,
Mainly,
we're talking.
probably,
Yeah, maybe those thoughts and feelings I had were from the biological urges to reproduce.
yeah. Which we could go into a totally different subject.
So many subjects to be
Urges,
delved into. Yeah,
urges.
urges.
Uh,
Yeah,
anyway, going back to the story of lockdown, it seemed like a good idea, but ironically, as lockdown kind of went on, we are very much isolated. We didn't
yeah.
meet anyone. How long did it go on for? 2, 3, 4 years? I
Talking
don't know, it felt like ages.
I think 2 years full lockdown from
Cool.
about 2020 to 2022, and then it eased off. Maybe 1 year, fairly full, and then eased off after that.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah,
we had
yeah, it's been
we had lockdown, so we couldn't see humans because we were quite rural. We didn't know anyone, and we couldn't.
no scary.
And then we had 3 countries to get through with different sets of rules.
Wow, you
So
did. You put a lot on yourself.
it was a
You did.
nightmare to
Oh,
to
really?
to
Okay.
really isolating. Didn't know anyone. Couldn't really talk to anyone face to face. It's
Man,
a
that must have been.
horrible time looking back.
Oh, dude, that
Um,
must have been incredibly hard looking back. That must have been very tricky. I was quite fortunate. I know my daughter, she was born in 2020, and yeah, I had a very locked down baby for my second born. I remember not being able to go into the waiting room or seeing my wife until her waters broke.
mm,
And then it was quite sporadic after the birth. It was all a bit of a blur, really, where I had to leave at a certain point. So yeah, it was quite a I wouldn't say traumatic time, not for me, but definitely for my wife. I assume not having somebody else there would be quite harrowing. She was on the phone quite a bit to me, so we can talk and everything, but obviously not quite the same. But yeah, from a male perspective, how did that affect me? It affected me mainly because not being there for her, not being able to help her. Not that I could do anything anyway, but just physically being present would be a lot. So yeah, totally get it. The isolation side of things. I think the first. Oh, weirdly, I loved it. It was amazing. The first
definitely.
6 months of her being
Yeah.
born, it was like a little bubble. We were
Yeah.
all in lockdown. Our little family of four all together in one house,
Mm,
all really cozy. My world was in one house. Didn't have to leave the house to go to work. Didn't have to do anything. I remember taking my son, who was 2 at the time, on. We used to put him in his pushchair, walk him around Barry, for hours, hours and hours and hours. Well, my wife and my daughter would sleep, and it was just such a great time. I had such a nice time, spending quality time with my son. And I'm talking long walks, a 6, 7 mile walk a day, just just to you know
Design
basically.
my
Yeah,
legend. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like my son as well at that point was quite full of beans. He was walking. He was in the terrible twos, and he was quite full on as well. He was a very boisterous child. He still is, and so he needed that escape. He needed to get away. I think it was good for him as well. And certainly from my wife's perspective, she loved the fact that she had that one-on-one time with my daughter just to bond really. And so yeah, for the first, I would say the whole of the time I spent in lockdown with my kids, it's just a magical dream. I know that sounds like a bit of a cliche, but it was wonderful, really good. Certainly can't complain. You know, I would do it again easily
Your firstborn.
with my firstborn.
Mm.
What you want me to talk about Theodore?
Well, uh, first and second born was it the same sort of experience?
Uh, so Theodore came. Yeah, he came in 2018. So it was. Yeah, it was obviously before lockdown. It was more. Yeah, it was. I feel like being a first-time father, it was quite a lot of learning curve, and big. I don't know. It took me a while really to fully grasp it. Even now, I'm still learning, but it's quite the learning curve. So yeah, I'm assuming you felt the same with your first child.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
was such a learning curve. I think were you what feelings did you feel before the birth? Like you found out you're pregnant.
Yeah, just nerves mainly. Just well, worry mainly. I'd say just
For what?
because why? Everything, financially not being a good dad, I guess. Yeah, it seems didn't know what to do really. I still felt like a child myself,
Mm.
Wasn't I don't think anyone was really ready, and I didn't feel ready. Certainly something you grow into. Uh, but by the time my second born came, I was ready. It
Mm.
was time. I felt like I've done this before. It's great. Everything's amazing, and it's easier. And I felt like because my daughter slept through the night, and she wasn't, in comparison to my son who wouldn't sleep, she was so much easier. I didn't. That sounds a bit mean to my son, but yeah, it was, you know, not as much sleep first time round. Plus, I had everything else that went with it. I had to go to work. You know, there was no lockdown during some son number one. I had to everything went back to normal, and then no sleep. I think it was the no sleep that really got to me mainly. Just not having sleep affected me quite badly. Say again?
Drives you nuts not being able to sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Panic.
So did you find a difference between your two children, as in feeling
Oh,
ready?
it's weird. When I look back, I don't think I felt.
Ready?
You say you don't feel ready. I think that's probably the best way because you don't know you have no idea what's coming.
Yeah.
No idea what's coming. And you think you kind of know, but the best way I describe it, and there's two parts of this, so you don't put the emphasis on the first part. But your life is over,
Mm.
but a new life begins.
Yeah.
But there's no
Yeah.
two ways about it. The life that you led before is over, and there's almost a period.
Dude, I that's such a good way of putting it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought about that in my own mind, but I didn't want to say it out loud because I didn't want to sound like a douche. But yeah, I totally agree. I
yeah,
felt like my life was over, but like you said, there was a completely different life just starting. one filled with even more adventure and fun. So
Yeah.
it's it is good.
It's
Wouldn't change it.
your life is over because it changes. Everything changes. Everything changes.
New beginning. It's a
Yeah.
huge.
And I was chatting to another dad, and I was like, "This is it now. You never stop being a dad,
Mm,
no matter what happens. This is
agreed.
so that changed from I don't know if
Was
it's
that a
called.
big change for you? Did you how did you take that change?
Was that?
So was that a big change for you? Did you how did you handle that change? How did you find it?
Well, again,
I mean,
you said you didn't feel ready and felt like still a kid yourself. I think that's also true because looking back, we were way above 18. We could do everything, but
mm,
adult, I don't think happened until after,
yeah,
probably like a year after, when everything settles down and you kind of, not
really.
that you know what you're doing, but you feel a little bit more comfortable with
Do you feel like an adult now?
you trust. You start trusting that things
Interesting.
will be okay.
Yeah,
But all the
that's
firsts, oh, the
yeah.
firsts are hard, aren't they?
So what's hard, sorry?
The first sleepless nights, the first illness,
Yeah.
teething, the first time they do a weird shit, the first time they spew
Mm,
something weird up, the first time they have a strange cough, the first
how
time.
did
Oh, I remember bringing Rosie home, and the first night, because well, I wouldn't say they breathe weirdly, but they either breathe really quietly and then they do.
yeah, scary.
Listen, I just remember the
Uh,
breathing, like,
yeah.
are they alive? The
Doesn't
anxiety.
that freak you out? They're so quiet.
Yeah,
You have to check them, and you're
yeah.
worried that they've
When
stopped
they're out,
breathing.
they're out.
Yeah, yeah, they're durable though. You know,
Yeah.
they are. I learned. Yeah, yeah. Oh man. So how's things between you and Sophie then? First child. How did
Well,
you
first child, the before was okay, but it was
or the
ignorance,
child?
ignorant bliss. I, um, I don't think so it was a traumatic birth hindsight, but um, I've been wanting to go mountain biking and do this long distance
Like,
bike ride. And
yeah,
Sophie, I remember her saying, "Oh, this is probably your last chance to do it. So go and do it today." So I headed off, and it was probably a 40-minute drive away. And I was
yeah.
halfway through a route that I'd never done before, and I get the phone call.
Oh, thanks.
So very calm because again, I'd never really done it before, and I was like, okay, I'll be there. And I was in the middle of a forest, and I was like, shit.
Yeah.
So I
Wow.
managed to find a fire road, went back down the mountain as fast as I could in the van, drove back to her. It seemed okay, but she said the waters broke and there was poo in the waters, meconium, I think the terminology is, meconium in the pool. So the first poo had happened inside the womb.
Yeah, same
Again,
with you though.
ignorance. I was like, cool, maybe that's normal. Um,
Yeah.
so it wasn't until we made it to the hospital that some kind of signs that she was under a bit more monitoring. I was lucky I was allowed in. Um, so it happened a lot. And I was very
You
ignorant
can't.
and calm through it
Ignorance is bliss
all.
though, isn't it?
But I feel like I was holding that calmness for her.
For okay.
And it took a
Um,
lot. Took a lot.
yeah, I
Took a lot.
bet.
Um, and it didn't come out until like days afterwards. So it all went through beautiful, beautiful girl, and I still remember because it was a C-section, emergency C-section in the end because she tried giving birth, and I tried to continue the autonomy of the mother to allow her to choose, but I was like, please fucking choose a C-section at this point.
Hmm.
'Cause it was
Just get
she
it
was
out.
laboring and it was probably 3 a.m. or half three. Um, and I was like, oh. just can't. I can't do this. So you surely must be
Yeah,
knackered.
I've
Um,
heard.
after laboring for 20
Wow.
or even longer,
Whew.
um, and then
Poor women.
went
What they
in.
have to go through.
Weird, very weird. First time in the operating theatre. Put the gown
Yeah.
on. That's where we got separated for the first time. So put the gown on, got pulled through. She was on our operating table. Very, very strange. Very sterile. Really odd. And then they didn't. They pulled Rosie out and they put her on the recess table. She wasn't crying. She was fine. She's just a very quiet girl, turns out. Not anymore, or not some days. But, but I still
Jeez.
remember going over, and
Are you awake?
they called me over to see her first because for some
Hmm.
reason they didn't pass it to Sophie because we didn't know you could ask for these things. You can
Right.
This is all the learning curve of the first one for us. We're like, oh, actually, you can actually ask for a lot of things. So we didn't ask for anything. We just put up with it. So it's like living the scenario, but didn't feel in control of anything and just going with
No,
the
you
best.
don't, do you? You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
I
In
didn't.
hindsight, you're like,
Do
it's a,
you feel like you should have said more, done
yeah,
more?
yeah,
Do you?
yeah,
Do you really?
100%, 100%.
Then weirdly, I hadn't even considered that at the
Yeah.
time. Even now, looking back, I probably could have done more. Couldn't. Yeah, could have totally done more. Just
And this is why the second birth is where
yeah,
the,
you were
the
more.
contrast is massive because the second
Oh
one
yeah, big time. Yeah,
right into
you.
it, and we're in control.
I feel
Um,
like yeah, you just relax, don't you? It's more
yeah,
calm. I know, obviously, it's a hyper stressful scenario, but you understand that the general um, way of things and what's going to happen,
yeah.
to a large extent. Obviously, different things could occur, but
Yeah.
yeah,
If
I
there's any
remember.
dads listening, it's talk to your partner and also feel like you also have a voice and they have a voice. And um, in clinical environments, sometimes those opportunities to use your voice is stripped
Like
from
when,
you, rightly or wrongly, but because of
yeah,
the high pressure
what could they
system.
have said? What could you have done differently? What could you have told
Um,
people?
just little things. So one of the most prominent one, not for me, but again, hindsight, I guess I was in present and I witnessed it, was
Mm,
my wife, again, part of the trauma was the midwife, um, was measuring the dilation. So she's, wrist up, fist up, um,
yeah,
measuring the cervix. And she was in there. And I remember her turning to my wife and said, oh, while I'm in here, shall I give you a cervical sweep so we can get this thing going? And at the time, we are like, yeah, makes sense.
do
But
it.
afterwards, we were like, that is not consent. You can't
No,
allow someone to have a decision or be part of that process while you're, wrist depth up someone's
yeah,
fat.
it's a
Um,
good point.
and it's
It's a
just
good
these
point.
little things you're like, there was no
Which is,
chance.
isn't that? I feel like wouldn't that have helped? Speed things along. Cervical sweep.
It is, but it's kind of that feeling of control because you
I feel like that's a normal thing they do, though, isn't it? Like a,
well
I'm
they
sure my wife had a
what they should
cervical
have
sweep.
done is ask when they weren't, you know, wrist
Yeah. Okay.
and have that discussion with someone when they're because I
Yeah.
oh I don't have a vagina, but if anyone had anything poking up my penis, then I probably couldn't answer them correctly. I just
It's a good
like
point. Good point. But yeah, is that a negative thing? A cervical sweep? I don't know enough about it. Could it be
um it's
detrimental,
I it's just that from the get-go you kind of feel that there's
violated?
violated and
Okay.
that you
Yeah, I get it.
brought along on that journey and your body or or that journey isn't yours. And I think there's something really profound about that. When you kind of dragged along something, uh,
Yeah.
people talk about this in traumatic situations that they're just like, I didn't really have any control.
Yeah. True.
Little things can just help
Ah, I
give
see. I get it.
autonomy and control, I think.
Yeah, I totally get it, but I do feel like from a man's perspective, it's very little we can do or say. It's all up to the lady at that point.
It is. But you, in
Um,
that moment, I could be like, can you, ask her in a second when you're rude. You have a voice. You can say these. I'm
to
sure it's irritating from the healthcare perspective, um, point of view, but it's important that people. It's the same as, you're in somewhere for some kind of operation. They're like, oh, while I'm here, shall I remove your appendix? You don't get to think of going, hang on, what's the implication? Should I have my appendix taken out? And then
I
years
feel
later,
like it's probably slightly different. I feel like that was part of the procedure to just to move along the
but
pregnancy to get the baby
that is,
induced.
your decision.
Right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, true. That is your decision. You are
It
correct.
should be your
Yeah, that is.
decision. It's like it's the counter opposite of like it's a factory versus actually it's your journey as much as anyone else's. And I can see the frustration and time and while I'm here, I might as well. But actually it's not as simple as those things can have profound implications to people when they
Hey,
feel
yeah,
scared already, out of control. You don't really know
it's
what's going on.
hmm,
And no one's really
interesting. Yeah,
talking to you. I think
I
that was
guess.
the thing. No one
Didn't think
talks
about
to
that.
you. So you
Wait a second. My wife had a cervical sweep as well. I should have said something to them. Maybe, midwife, you should have waited and checked before you had your hand in the vagina, right?
well,
Yeah,
maybe
you
they
tell them next time.
maybe they
Next
did
time.
maybe they did ask, but this one felt very much like, while I'm your love, I might as well do it. And
I feel like it's not necessarily a bad thing though.
no, but you don't really know what that's for, or other than
Yeah,
reading vaguely,
I
you
feel like
don't
it could have been
have that
something else.
two-way
Or
dialogue or an opportunity to have that two-way dialogue.
I was quite lucky first time round, because my son was born before COVID happened. I had my mother-in-law with me, and she was a ward sister,
Right.
and she's an extensive medical background. So I know she was there, and she would have been able to answer any medical questions for on behalf of Sophie. Um, so yeah, cervical sweeps. I'm sure I'm sure my mother-in-law would have had a fairly good knowledge about it and would have been able to answer appropriately. Yeah,
Yeah,
like you said, it's important to probably under stressful circumstances you would say anything. You would say yes. You would say yes. Yes.
exactly. And the
Get this
second,
baby out of me. But then you could argue things like different types of painkillers. What's the injection that they inject people, women in the back?
the
Uh, what's it called?
epidural.
Epidural,
Yeah.
yeah. They're under incredible stress beforehand, and they may not know what an epidural is, but I think isn't it positive?
Well,
Isn't it
this
a
this
good thing
goes
to
on to
stop
the
pain?
second bit of the story of not
Oh, sorry, carry on.
knowing what questions to ask in that moment. And
Yeah,
I asked so
yeah.
many questions, and I was kind of the person responsible to ask those questions because obviously my wife was quite busy at that time, so she couldn't.
Yes, yes, she was.
My role in the second birth was to slow things down, ask
Really,
questions, yeah, ask the question,
really.
and
Your
just
role was wow. Okay.
yeah, and it felt
Okay.
so much better because
Wow.
just having a little bit of information and slowing things down a
Okay.
little bit of going,
What
okay,
Dude, from my personal perspective, now this is just me, a little bit of information can be dangerous because you'd be, more susceptible to, oh no, what could go wrong? Ah, what if they do this? So I think ignorance is bliss when it comes to certain things, and giving birth, pregnancy, you just got to leave it up to them. That's
leave it up
that's
to them.
leave it to the professionals. That's what they do. That's their whole careers, and I don't know. I don't think slowing it down is that a you think that's good?
Seconds, milliseconds, just to find out bits of information. Because the first one
Okay.
was like a treadmill, and someone else was in charge of the show.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing, right?
A good thing.
Yeah, I
But
think it's a good thing.
what
Yeah, leave.
if you feel out of control of your life and someone else is
Yeah,
running the show and someone
okay.
else is controlling you?
Hmm.
None of those feelings, because that's what we're talking about here. Feelings, not
Okay.
practicalities of trusting
Okay.
him,
Okay.
but
I'm
just the
sorry.
feelings of
Okay.
feeling out
Feelings.
of control.
So,
That,
okay. So from a different perspective, then, if you're, having an operation
yeah,
and they're going to be operating on your body, you can have different feelings. You know, would you be telling them, "Hey, doctor, why are you playing with that? What are you doing?" You know, I think just leave it to them. Leave it to the professionals. I'm not going to be telling a doctor what to do. I'm not going to be telling. I'm not going to be telling them.
what are you
Maybe
doing
you
there,
should.
Doc?
Maybe you shouldn't be injecting that.
That weird thing, but
Exactly. But no, I get it. Slowing it down from a feelings perspective. Yes, it's good to calm the situation down. But
yeah,
like I said,
calm,
having a
calm,
bit of information, calming is good. Calming is a wonderful thing, and
calm,
yes, you are correct.
calm.
But like I said, too much, a little bit of information, isn't beneficial. Personally, I think maybe being in control for from the perspective of you feeling better, from the perspective of your wife feeling better. Yeah, obviously that's wonderful. That's a great thing. Slowing it down, that makes sense. Looking back, yes. You know what? I think everyone's so different, and I think everyone has their own way of looking at the world. And I think it's important, if it makes you and your wife feel better, then yes, you should. So it's a
Hmm.
good thing. It's a good
Yeah,
thing.
it was definitely the second one, knowing the routine, knowing the system, and knowing when to allow the system to do its work. So again, the whole context is hindsight. If I knew what I knew now, because they told us at the end there was only one surgeon on duty that night, and there was a queue. So I think from a managerial point of view, from healthcare management, what they were doing, they were buying time until the surgeon and the theatre had space, because they were giving her so she ended up on morphine in the end. Your sound's gone, dude.
Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Oh, well done. Sorry, carry on.
So she ended up on morphine in the end, and
She did.
full circle round to seeing my daughter for the first time. My daughter was silent. She had big black dilated pupils. And I was
Yikes.
like, she was off her tits.
Ah, really?
Yeah. Um, because it only became apparent after like a few hours when
So what
she
happened?
started to make noises and stuff.
So
Um,
was she actually high?
yeah, yeah, yeah. My wife was 100%. Like she was by the end of it, no way could she consent to anything, because she was high on morphine. But they never really told us that, okay, you're gonna be off your tits now. Oh, you're silent again, you're broken. Sounds good.
Hey.
Oh, there we are.
Oh, I'm back. What's going on? I'm sorry. I can cut these sections out. That's not a problem. Okay.
You said?
Okay. Yep. Am I back?
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, great. Sorry about the gaps there. Hopefully.
silence. Yeah, no sound. Can't work with this unprofessionalism.
I know. How about now?
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry, it's a new mic.
You got again. Is the battery dying? Is he back? Is he back? Welcome to Nothing. Indeed. Oh, you.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
you're
Oh,
very quiet now.
am I? How about?
No, it's broken again. Did it say made in China on it? No, nothing. No. The battery died.
Yeah. Maybe. Don't think so. It's a new thing. Uh, Microphone.
It was working. Now you muted yourself. Nope. You had the good audio in the first recording. Nope, you muted. You you still muted. Oh, there you are. You unmuted. No. Okay. No. It's really,
Hello. Hello.
yeah. That
Yeah.
we
Am
check.
I back?
You're back.
Yo, I'm back. I'm back to the old-fashioned laptop headphones. Sorry. I can. I can probably. Your. I can probably just cut that out. Hope that's cool.
Cut it. Yeah.
Cut it.
We'll
Yeah,
just
don't worry.
we'll just start the episode again, and we'll just.
It's all again. All again. Sorry, these will be really funny outtakes for when we're billionaires.
Oh,
Dude, these I had such high hopes for these as well.
Dad.
I can't imagine the batteries run out straight away. I must have pressed something. I'll look into him.
The light was on, but
The light was on.
yeah,
Yikes. Okay, never
you
mind.
were dead when you moved. Oh, I don't know.
Eh, that's a shame because I really liked them and I thought I had started my YouTube career getting a couple of nice looking mics, living the dream.
Alas,
Alas, alas. Okay, well,
dream is
yes.
meant to be.
I may have interrupted you there with my technical difficulties.
Hey,
You did
edit it
mention
all out, and I'll just like, no, it's fine.
morphine, eh? Okay. Whew. Morphine. Can't believe that. Put it down on my whole video. Never mind, eh? Never
Never
mind.
mind.
We
Never
move on.
mind.
Okay,
Because
I'm gonna sit closer to the laptop so you can hear me better.
more like a
Okay.
fireside chat then.
Fireside chat, yeah. Fire chat, yeah.
Fireside chat with Stefan Davis.
Ooh, nice,
Nice
nice rhyme between.
try, Sharon. I've
Shut
voiced it
up.
again.
There we go. Okay.
Noson Lloer Gan.
Fire gun.
Lloer Gan.
Fire gun.
Lloer Gan. Noson Lloer Gan. Moonlit night.
Lloer gun.
Lloer Gan.
Nice. Oof.
That's another
Try on
YouTube
tea.
channel for you right there.
I remember the first episode. Do you remember the first episode we had? We listed off a few choice Welsh phrases.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. Hiraeth and um, I don't know. There's a few of them. Uh,
Cynefin.
Right, Cynefin.
Cynefin.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
Cynefin. Yeah. Okay, where were we? Sorry. We were
Uh,
talking about child rearing.
yeah, it was bad first birth. Didn't feel in control. Didn't. I don't think my wife felt in control at all. And it did to a certain extent start that journey not feeling
In
great.
control. Oh, really?
Not feeling great.
Hmm.
Um, and I know there's context like first time, there's all that, and
100%.
COVID was happening. There was a lot going on, but that was definitely, for my wife at least, a very traumatic experience.
Bad.
Me,
Poor thing.
it could have been better, and obviously to witness that as well.
Yeah, you don't want to see that, do you?
No.
I think from the perspective of the man, so any men out there who is, waiting the birth of their first child, I don't think you're ever going to feel control. Even for my second child, I felt relaxed, but in no way did I feel in control of the situation. I don't think there's any way. I think you need to probably get that thought out of your mind. There's no way of controlling the situation. Who knows what's going to happen?
Mm.
I think having a calm mind, being present for your partner, um, probably being the main things you can do as a man, other than holding the gas and air and a water bottle, which is one of my jobs as a man. There's not a lot else you can do. You could ask all the questions in the world. I feel like sometimes that might be a hindrance in some ways. You don't want to be confusing things more. Obviously, you mentioned before about feelings and your emotions and feeling in control of a situation. There's only so much control you can have in that situation, and is it a good thing? Who knows? But
Mm.
again, it's down to the individual person. If it makes you feel better, then yes, you should. You've got to also then consider your partner's feelings. Would all these questions help her, or would they hinder her? Would they make her feel worse? Would they make her feel more overwhelmed? Potentially, maybe add to the anxiety. Because just think, if you were a woman giving birth and your partner was asking a lot of questions, taking charge, you might think, why? Why are they doing this? Leave it to the midwife. But
It's
yeah,
ha
that's just me.
it's having the chat with the partner about what they want and need. Like you, and maybe it is just they just say, I just want you to. Some partners might be like, I don't want you there.
Yeah, maybe,
And
possibly.
others might just want you to be a silent witness. Um, there's also doulas that some people choose to have as
Doulas.
yeah, as well, I guess your mother-in-law is your doula.
Is that
Yeah,
the
yeah,
word doula?
doula.
Okay. What
Yeah,
would your advice be to a father or a soon-to-be father who is looking forward to the birth of their first child? What would you say?
talk to your partner.
Talk to the partner.
Talk
Okay.
to your partner. Find
Can
out.
I give can I give my advice?
Yeah.
And this is going to sound awful, and I feel terrible even mentioning it. But after the birth of my first son, totally different to my second born, but the birth of my first son, I felt it very hard for me to bond with him for the first few months. I felt obviously I loved him and I wanted to take care of him and all the things you're supposed to do. But I didn't feel, you know, bond with him. It was crazy. I thought I should. I felt like I should have. I didn't. Not for a while. It took a long time before I could feel, that close love feeling that I heard everyone talk about. Obviously, it's different from a woman's perspective, but from a man's perspective, yes, no. It took me personally a while for that bond to be created. And so, if any soon to be dads out there have their first child, don't worry if you don't feel connected straight away. It will 100% come with time. So, I think not putting pressure on yourself to feel a certain way is important too.
That is very good advice.
Do you think? Really? Because I feel terrible saying it, because I feel like saying it out loud, putting it on the internet, you know?
Mhm. It's the same for me.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's good to hear.
I took
That
it
is good
in
to
the
hear.
trauma of the birth. But yeah, no, exactly the same.
How
It's
long did it take for you to bond with Rosie?
well, again, when I saw this baby, because I didn't see it get taken from the stomach and it was just lying on the table. And
Oh God, yeah. Who is this
like,
baby? What is this?
literally, I'm
Oh
like,
my
what am I meant
gosh,
to
isn't
do
that
with this?
crazy?
Yeah,
One minute they're in your wife, and next they're there, sat in a tiny little incubator bed, keeping them alive.
yeah,
Shit, that's mad.
really weird.
The whole birth, to me, this is just from my perspective.
Yeah,
Okay, let me run you through it. Oh my gosh, sleep deprived. My wife not knowing what's going on.
yeah,
Same thing happened to my son. There was a poo in the yeah, I think he must have swallowed some poo because
yeah,
something was wrong with his sinuses and he couldn't breathe properly, and they had to resuscitate him.
uh,
Oh my gosh, that was terrifying. Didn't know what was going on.
yeah,
Um, Again, I was trying to be all calm for my wife, saying everything is fine, don't need to worry about it. On the inside, I don't know what's going on. Um, this comes back to what you said about having some control. I probably should have done more, said something, but I didn't. I just left it to them, which, rightly or wrongly, is 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 just what I did. And yeah, it was terrifying, scary, emotional, and sleep depriving. Um, so from the man's perspective, yeah, it's one heck of a roller coaster to see. One minute you're just a normal guy living your best life, and then there's another baby in the world that you have to look after, and it's your responsibility for the rest of your life. It's going to change you dramatically, but it'll change you for the better. You're going to want to advance your career. You're going to want to be a better person to show a good example. It's going to level you up in so many different ways. It's going to make you a happier person. It's going to make you think, wow, I've made this wonderful person, and it's going to be my successor. Yeah,
that
that's
was
what I think.
that was an epic monologue there.
Thank you. Thank you. Unplanned. Yeah, unscripted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
what do you think? It's a big roller coaster. It's a hell of a roller coaster ride. You stay on that roller coaster though, and you'll find out it'll be the best thing you've ever done.
was yours a C-section or natural?
No, it's
Natural.
not true. It was all that
Yeah.
100% nutty, bro.
Mm.
It's a gym slang for you there.
There was meconium in the pool as well.
Yeah, man. It was a crazy time. It
Was
was a crazy time.
was the C-section ever on the table?
I think because the birth went on for a while, I think they did speak about it, but it came naturally in the end.
Did your wife want that to happen? Like, was she just adamant, natural,
She
natural?
No, I think she would have done anything. She would have. I feel like it was. Yeah, yeah. It was meant to be. Whatever happened, I left it up to fate.
Who had the kind of was your mother-in-law there in the room then?
She was. Yeah,
It's okay, that's nice. So
it was nice.
she
Yeah,
acted
I.
as a professional.
Say again. Sorry.
She acted as like the knowledgeable.
Yeah,
It'd be nice to
yeah,
have your mother there because she'd been through it.
yeah,
Mother-in-law,
yeah.
it was your wife, mother. So
It was. It was. It made it hard to have a bit of gas in there, though, which I sneaked.
hey,
Don't tell the doctors. Did you?
oh, you have gas in it, got
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah. I thought I'd try it. When
Mm,
in Rome, right?
whenever
Why not? Why not?
I
Yeah.
didn't try it. No,
You didn't? Why?
no. There was constant supervision, so
Yeah, couldn't get away with it.
yeah, I think
Would you have tried it?
oh, yeah, just NO. Have I done
It,
NO?
yeah, I'm going off topic. Ignore me.
Nitrous oxide.
Yeah, I'm going off. It's it pales in comparison to the high you'll get being a father.
Oh,
Watching your son ride a bike, watching him do the monkey bars for the first time. Wow. Big things are coming, and it's just going to get better and better and better. And when you're an old man lying in your deathbed, who's going to be there? It's going to be your family. It's going to be your son and your daughter, and they're going to be there looking after you and your wife, probably, hopefully, yes.
question.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to push you
Oh,
because this is part of the podcast, really.
whew, okay.
So there's two ways I read it. And one is really, really positive that you're super positive about it and fate, and that's fine.
Okay.
But is there an element of you protecting yourself, of using fate as not an excuse, but something to just say, I don't want to revisit it. It's done. You know, is there a protection? Not like is there a protection of saying I'm not revisiting
Protection from what?
done.
From the birth?
Yeah, just like revisiting it and actually looking back and going,
No,
there were moments of real.
no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say it's a form of protection. No, definitely not. No, I would have probably, if I could have done something better, I probably would have.
Yeah,
If I could have asked more questions that I should have, I probably should have, and I probably would have. But I didn't know at the time,
yeah,
and
no,
I didn't consider it. And I feel like, yeah, what happened happened, and I feel like it couldn't have gone any other way. I've got two healthy kids, and that's all that matters.
it's true. That
Yeah,
is,
there's nothing I would have done differently. And the only thing I would have done differently would have been maybe pack a few snacks.
you didn't get snacks.
I don't think they fed anyone except for my wife, which, fathers to be, take some snacks. Another handy hint. Lucas aid, check. Snacks, check.
So ironic. They only fed me
Did
because
they?
in Maconium they said we're not going to give you food just in
No
case we get.
way. Right then, any Welsh fathers who this podcast is mainly aimed at, the Heath is where my wife gave birth to my two children. They didn't feed me. Take snacks there. Might be different up in Scotland. Well, obviously it
No,
is.
I think it's strange that they fed your what the same symptoms, meconium in the waters, and they
Hey, don't quote me on this, but yes, yeah, they
yeah,
definitely did.
it's weird. They were adamant like she wasn't allowed a drop just in case they had to put her under.
Oh, now I feel maybe I've said something wrong. I don't
No,
even
no, no,
know.
no. It's but
Not
this is the
sure.
fun
They
of
did feed her.
healthcare, isn't
They
it? It's
did
like
feed her. Yeah, I'm 100% they did feed her.
everyone
And I
has.
remember there was issues with my son's breathing, and that was due to poops in the embryonic sac. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to your question though, you said about do I use fate as a way of protecting myself? No, not at all.
Do
I
you
feel like
prefer to look to the future than to revisit the past?
say that again.
You prefer to look to the future than revisit the past?
Do I prefer to look to the future? No, I love the past.
Yeah.
I like everything.
Yeah.
Past is good. There's no point looking at the bad things. Present is good. And I like looking at the future. I like everything. There's no specific time period. How about you?
No, I like both. I think it's important to revisit the past and to
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have done anything
the
different.
past is what creates the future, isn't it?
I feel like a lot of the mistakes
Yeah.
I've done
The
in
way.
the past,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I've learned so much from any past mistakes, made me a better person, essentially leveled me up as a person. Any previous, mistakes.
Good word there, level it up.
Thank you. Yeah,
He's a
leveling up with stuff.
this old podcast.
uh, Gosh,
That's what you need
I
on your
think
t-shirt.
we should do that. Yeah, I think so. It's a good idea. It's a wonderful, fun
You ever
idea.
get vulnerable with your wife?
Do I get vulnerable with my wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
You should get
Yeah,
vulnerable
not
with you.
does she all the time. Yeah, all the time. She's incredibly vulnerable with me, and I'm sure I would be. But again, it's not that I don't get vulnerable. It's just I feel like I don't show it. So yeah, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't as much. Do you?
Um, no, but that's probably no, I don't feel like I feel like um like I said kind of hold that space and hold that calmness. and that's quite
Yeah.
exhausting sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I
I
get it.
suppose that you like take it a lot, and then it's very hard to
Hmm.
because you don't want to pass it back to that person that's leaning on
Yeah.
thing. But
No, I do that
actually, it
too.
should be a reciprocal relationship.
It's not though, is it?
No, but
It's not.
who is that on?
It's yeah. Sorry, what did you say? Who's that on?
Yeah, is that us for
Yeah.
not being willing
Is it
to
us?
be vulnerable?
Yeah, well, I don't think it is. No.
No,
I
who's
think that's society telling us as men to not, because if you were a woman, would you want a man who's weak?
true? Well, I don't know. Probably. Well, no, in touch with.
Really?
Uh,
Well, yeah, but to a certain extent, but no,
weak.
you wouldn't want a
Weak
weak.
might
You
be the
wouldn't
wrong
want a weak
term there.
man. If you were a son, would you want a weak father?
Define what you were using as weak here. As physically strong or someone who's in touch with their emotions.
Hmm, both?
Because again, it's the first episode, isn't it? Like you're willing to go out there and wrestle a bear, but you're not
No, I wouldn't. I
willing.
wouldn't kill a bear. That's deadly, man. They got big claws. No way, I'm not doing that.
You were
Unless I got a gun.
you're willing to put your life on the line for your family,
Yeah.
physically, but then you're probably way not willing to put your emotions on the line for your.
Um, yeah, I feel like that's almost in a way to protect people in a way. So, for example, in this scenario of your wife being stressed earlier during pregnancy, you were keeping your feelings quiet to not stress her out more.
Yeah,
That kind of protection. I mean,
yeah. But then is there a place that where you do need to talk about it?
is there a place? There probably is. There probably is. There's not many, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I can't think of any off the top of my head. There is. There's bound to be. I feel like if you're ill, if there's a major issue, then yes, you should feel comfortable. And I feel like that's an incredibly appropriate time. And there's loads of appropriate times to be vulnerable. I also feel like there might not be certain times. Some certain times you should be strong and masculine to protect others. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please
I don't
do.
know. I don't know the answer.
But you're so knowledgeable, damn it.
I'm just stuck on the weak.
You're stuck on the weak.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Look at
Is
those guns, though. Pow, pow, pow. You're not weak.
no, the perception of like what in your mind's eye then were you thinking of? Like if you could describe
Oh
this
my!
weak
Oh, I
man,
see. Okay,
what
no. What I'm
would
thinking
this
is,
weak man look like?
uh,
Skinny, or is he just walking around in a
okay. So
colourful dress
let's physical.
crying?
Let's so uh so let's nothing. Ignore the physical side. You can be weak. You can be
Yeah,
skinny. You can be fat or whatever. But for example, not standing up for yourself.
yeah.
I think you should. I think you should show an example to your children. Standing up is okay in certain times. Um, being standing up to bullies, that's a huge thing. Don't be
I
weak.
am getting way better at that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
getting better at. Do you get bullied now?
No, it's just I don't know if people I might have a sign on my forehead, but the amount of people who walk up to me with a specific strong opinion,
Right. Okay, got you.
I'm not the current affairs that is going on in this country. People come up to me with very strong opinions,
Ah,
mainly of a certain generation, and they start talking to me, and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa.
so
And I
yeah,
fight back now and just go,
there you go. So
where have
you're
you got this from?
there
This
you
sounds
go.
insane.
So you wouldn't want to pass this down to your children, not standing up to others.
Yeah,
So that's the kind of week. I mean, how do you put that into words? Able to stand up for what you believe in.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
there's a famous saying: if you don't stand up for anything, what is it? If you don't stand up for what you believe in, you won't stand up at all. Oh, I've completely lost me. Um, if you don't stand up for anything, you'll fall for everything. I think that's it. Tell me in the comments. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. It just seemed to come up in the context of emotions and talking to a partner. Weakness.
Uh, yeah, it did. It definitely did. I was out of
There's
context.
a parallel there
No, it
between
was out of
standing up
context. You talked to
and
a partner,
arguing,
yeah. Okay, yeah, no, you should be
with
able
your
to. You should
partner.
be able to. I feel like I would 100% talk to my partner about anything,
Do
but
you though?
uh,
Do
do
you?
I? No, of course not. No, never, never, never. No. What am I, pussy? Joking. No, of course not. No, I don't.
Again, you don't have to share, but there must be things that not might not be current, but might be historical that you don't know how profound those things are until you go. One of my favorite sayings is to learn and develop, you have to go to an uncomfortable place.
Hmm.
It's the same as if you want to train a muscle, you have to get uncomfortable. It's got to be painful, and that's how you get stronger and faster. The brain learning, learning things, it's uncomfortable because you don't know something. So it's an uncomfortable place.
Mm.
Mental health is also there because you're exploring yourself, and we're all unique. We're all unique. But to know oneself and to know what you need and don't need, you need to do things and try things and go, that worked, that didn't work, but I could see that could work in the future, maybe. Um, and I feel like we don't do enough of this talking with people that would probably benefit from having these creating these moments. And we'll use partners and birth stories, not the
Partners.
topic of today.
Okay.
But, just revisiting them and talking
I
through in depth, real
Yeah. Okay. Funny
uncomfortable.
you mentioned about that. I spoke about this today in work. I don't want to name any names, but one of the ladies I work with, her partner killed himself, and he suffered from depression as well. And you don't realize how much of a huge thing depression is. It's such a big thing. And you are right. Talking is huge. So yeah, it's incredibly important.
It's uncomfortable.
It is.
Like it's not just your wife, like your parents. Have you anyone? Like it'll be
Okay,
our it'll be our kids next. That'll be the kind of next generation. But your parents, now that you've changed from being a child to an adult, to a parent,
okay,
obviously,
here's my take on this.
right?
So anyone other than my parents or wife, I feel like I could tell them, but would they really listen? Would they really care? I don't know. Would they? If I told my parents, I'd feel embarrassed because wouldn't want to feel weak in front of them. If I told my wife, I wouldn't want to feel weak in front of them. Other people, I'd definitely be able to talk to them, but I feel like they wouldn't really care as much as maybe one of my parents would.
That word again, weak.
Yeah, yeah,
There's something there about so I'll tell you a story. Run off of a tangent, but um something I'm deeply proud of alongside this. Um
nice.
in my own growth and development, having been able to have this conversation and these conversations and just talking in depth, even though I still don't think we're great at it and probably practice, but I chatted to my dad.
Yeah, getting better.
Hmm?
Say it again, sorry. You were getting better at chatting to your dad.
Chatting to my dad is really hard because there's like that historical relationship that you have to push through, just chatting, how's
Mm.
life, that kind of stuff. But to actually go deep and talk about things that are really uncomfortable, like my mother's death, and how that impacted us all. Like, um, he's going through a breakup right now, and his feelings, like
Mm,
that's my dad
yeah.
being capable of showing vulnerability to his child.
Yeah.
That's really hard. And also, again, I'm an adult now, and showing vulnerability to him is really uncomfortable. But we
Yeah.
did it the other week.
Nice. Well
It
done.
was amazing to
Was
like,
it?
like when you were a kid and you unlocked a new level in a game.
Yeah.
It
That's a
was
good way
it
to
was
describe
that
it. I
feeling
like
of
that.
I beat the boss. I don't know how
Whew.
I did it, but
Yeah.
it was amazing. And it was just it wasn't the fact that we made breakthroughs or any of that kind of stuff. It was just like I can do this if I want to or if I need to.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my
really
gosh, dude. You've
cool.
unlocked a new level.
Yeah,
You have, honestly. It sounds great. I'd like to go back on something I said earlier.
yeah,
I mentioned about feeling weak in front of my parents.
yeah.
It's not so much feeling weak, it's feeling uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. So I think you pushed past that feeling of feeling uncomfortable because I know I can talk to them, and it's more that I don't want to.
Yeah. It was
Mm.
I created a time. I texted him and said, "Can we talk?" And it just got to somewhere where we pushed through that uncomfortable bit and actually made some. I don't think they were breakthroughs, but they were like unlocking a new
Yeah.
discussion. And now we know
Oh, that's really good.
how to do it again, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh,
Really
wow.
uncomfortable, really uncomfortable. Like
Wow.
I think we both cried, and
Yeah.
it wasn't like something that happened, and I was like, oh, I want to talk to him. I just felt like I wanted to talk to him.
Wow.
Just like I'm gonna do this because I want to talk to him, as opposed to historically I would have just gone, give it a week, we'll be over it.
Yeah.
Um, it was
Okay.
awesome.
Oh, that's good. Hold on. Okay. You made me reflect on my own life and my ability to talk to family. So well done. You've helped me today, and hopefully you've helped many others who's listened, who's listening.
Yeah, it's kind of knowing it's uncomfortable, but still do
No.
it and trusting that on the other
Oh,
side you will learn, develop something new about yourself.
I like that.
Be
You mentioned
massive.
knowing it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You I feel like you've got to mentally be ready
Yes.
for knowing it's going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's the
Yeah.
same with partners. I don't think that often, especially
Mm.
being parents,
Yeah.
you don't have that much time together anyway. But actually reconnecting at that deeper level is also hard,
Do you think?
uncomfortable. Let's use the word uncomfortable. It's also uncomfortable, isn't
How would it be uncomfortable?
it? It's just the little things, the things that you can't, I'm going to talk generally, but as a man, you have the moment of, oh, and you walk away and you brush it off, and then you go on to the gym and something, and you give it a like, maybe most things clear up in 24 hours. I think
Yeah.
it take a week to clear up, and then the air is clear. But
Yeah.
actually, those little
Stop
things
bubbling on under the surface.
bubbling
Yes.
under
Yeah.
the
Of course they
surface.
are. Of course they
Yeah.
are. 100%. I
And
know.
actually creating that space of, maybe you do need to create space to just shout at each other for a bit, but push through that and come out the
Sure.
other end and have tools to say, okay, we're shouting, let's walk away, but we're coming back in five
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's cool. That's good. I think
Even
maybe
that,
me and you probably did this subconsciously during our first year of university. Remember there was some shouting involved. Pushed through that. Look at us
stole my
now.
milk.
Huh?
You stole my milk. Still haven't paid me back.
That's exactly. Aha. See?
Did
Working through this.
you notice? Was there some traumatic things that we need to work through?
Nah, not really. Nothing major.
But this is deeper than we normally talk.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it is. It is big time. Big time. Well done. Whew. I feel like we've covered a lot today. Maybe we should go into this deep conversation for our next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go away, do some journaling, and go, what's the one question I've always wanted to ask Lynn?
Okay.
I'll do the same.
Really. Um, do you want to think of one now?
Oh. What I feel like something's come to your mind.
No, there's nothing. I can't think of anything. Nothing.
No, there's a few actually. I'm
No,
gonna
honestly, I can't think of any. I
uh,
don't. I don't think. Yeah, feel free to wait. Don't need to say it now. That's okay. We can think about it next time. There's nothing
think.
particularly.
I feel like yeah. I'll have a think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some things come to mind, but then I'm like, I feel like I know the answer.
Some questions come to mind too, but I don't want to open up any old wounds or anything.
Mm,
And it's nothing. Well, it's nothing offensive like that. It's just could be potentially sad.
sad.
Yeah.
Go on.
I don't know. Huh?
Fire.
Um, shall I say it?
Go on.
Yeah. So I remember when your mother was sick, and I didn't know quite know at the time that she
Mm,
was terminally sick.
mm,
And I remember you were living in Rhydygaia at the time, and we used to go to the gym in your garage quite a bit. And yeah, I feel like it was a long time before you mentioned that she was, terminally ill.
mm,
Maybe that was me. Maybe I should have been asking more questions. But yeah, I feel like I don't know. You could have said something, and I would have probably thought of something nicer to say, comforted you more. But I feel like not knowing. Just I remember you telling me once as well that she was terminally ill, and it
mm,
just took me off guard, and I
mm,
had no idea how to reply. I've never really been in that situation before where I knew what to say, what the appropriate thing to say was, and how to respond. Uh, I can remember it. I remember sitting on the bench in your garage when you told me, and nothing. Obviously you can tell me whenever. But if you did say, earlier, I would have 100% done more and probably been there for you more. It
Thanks.
wasn't so much a question, but yeah,
I appreciate that.
no, that's okay. It's okay.
The, the answer to that question is the most simplest way is to reinforce my point of view of knowing I'm feeling in control. Is I don't
Yeah,
remember telling you, which is odd. I do remember telling Jazz, a good friend,
yeah.
and his best mate,
It's going through the same thing.
well, his best mate's mother died a few years before
Yeah,
of a brain tumor. And he obviously had been through it once.
yeah,
Him telling me, what do you need from me? And it was
yeah,
just on a night out. He's like, what do you need from me? And I was like, just to ignore it and have a good
yeah.
night. And that's exactly what I needed to do at that moment.
Just
Uh,
ignore it.
yeah, but the power of him just saying, what do you need from me?
Yeah, I feel like I could have said that. I'm not being jealous of Jazz here. I'm just
It's
feeling like I've.
amazing. It's an amazing thing to say. And because I feel like we have an innate response of trying to like cure and
Yeah, that's
things
true.
better, but actually just having someone hear you and just say,
Mm,
what do you need? And you're in
mm,
control again of going, actually, I just want to hug, or actually, I just want to cry, or
yeah.
I just want to ignore it and have a good time. And that would have
Mm,
changed. But that sentence is really powerful tool of
oh,
what do
okay.
you need me to do?
Yeah, that's a good sentence there.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, Jazz. Well done.
Another tool. No, I appreciate what you said. Yeah. It was a
That's
really
okay.
tough time. But I was
Good.
a kid and I was very naive and
Mhm, yeah.
I didn't know until
What do you mean naive?
I didn't know how serious it was.
Oh,
I was
right.
I was in Cardiff and it was all going on and again, whether I didn't ask the right questions
Mm,
or no one was telling me because they were protecting me.
yeah.
I didn't know what was going on until she basically went into a hospice. And I remember another good friend of me ringing me up because I didn't know what was going on. And it was a day that my mother got told she was terminal. And she rang me up because I was like, oh, yeah, I'm coming down on the weekend. And she rang me up and said, no, you need to go down there now. Uh,
Wow.
and I did.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow. Yikes. Well, then, must have been an incredibly hard time for you.
Mm, it was a really hard time.
Well, I'm always here if you do want to talk, on or off the camera.
Thanks, dude. I
That's
appreciate
okay.
it. Likewise.
Sorry to be ending this on a somewhat sad note.
Yeah, I it's sad, but also life, we're all gonna die. So these life lessons learn from people who have gone through it. And so my PhD supervisor passed away 2 weeks ago. His funeral's
Right?
next week. Um and again it's really sad. He's young and he got told a week before he passed away that he was terminal.
Wow.
And these
Wow.
are just
How old?
lessons to the living, really, of how
How
precious
old
life
is
is.
how old is your PhD supervisor?
He'd only retired 4 or 5 years ago, so
So it's like mid 60s.
yeah, mid 60s. Life is precious. These are these are lessons, and yeah,
These are lessons.
these are lessons. Live your life,
These are
do go with it max,
byw bywyd i'r eithaf.
life to the max.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, this is true.
yeah, and be the best version of yourself, as you said, but holistically, not just physically,
Physically.
but mentally as well. Unlock those cages that you don't want to be lying in that week going, I wish I asked that question.
Yeah,
I spoke to that person because you never know when it's too late.
yeah, true. Yep. Hmm. Well done.
Lots of
Yikes.
food for thought.
Lots of food for thought.
Mm.
Well,
Join us next time on
I know, right? I know. Should we end
uh,
on the do you remember when we did on the first episode? We practice gratitude.
yes, I think that's a very good
Maybe that's a good thing to do right at the end of our session. Um, okay, do you want to go first? I'm gonna think. Can't remember exactly what I said last time. I think it'll probably be something similar.
I'm grateful for your vulnerability in going to that uncomfortable place and asking me that question and um, showing me the support I know is there.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Well, I'm grateful for you to go into quite a lot of depth and explain things. I had no idea that you found out right as she went to the hospice. That must have been so hard.
Yeah, it was certainly surreal, surreal.
Surreal.
Well, it was hard because my mother went to a hospice, my nan had a heart attack, and my grandfather died of pancreatic cancer all within the same month. So we were basically
Yikes.
three. Well, my nan's still with us, but she was in hospital, in one hospital in Carmarthen. My mother was in the hospital in Llanelli. My grandfather was also in house in Llanelli. And within, it was like the month previously, my uncle also passed away. So it was
Pro.
6 weeks, 2 months of just
Nightmare.
mental, while doing a PhD, I'm feeling the pressure, which is why I'll always be eternally grateful to Bob Stedman for looking after me in that really hard time.
Yikes.
Mm.
Honestly, I don't know what to say. I don't know How to reply?
You don't have to.
I do have to do one thing. There's an alarm going off on my freezer. I'm going to quickly go and shut the door. Pause. Sorry. Oh, somebody must have not closed the freezer. Kids, eh? Oh. Right. Okay. Yeah. Should we call it
You know,
episode 3?
you do your gratitude? Or was it a question? What was
No.
your gratitude? Grateful for me sharing. Grateful for me sharing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just think of more. Can't think of any more.
Well, it'll come to you. And otherwise, yeah.
Okay. Would you like to do our famous outro?
Diolch yn fawr for tuning in to our
Fi wedi
third.
sôn wyddoli rhywbeth. Sa i wedi siarad Cymraeg o gwbl heddi. Dim enwedig ddim yn ystod y podled. So ymddiheuriadau mawr i chi gyd. A
i
sori heddi i
Cymro
ti, Glyn.
mas na.
Cario di mlaen, Glyn. Sori am
Na,
torri y draws.
Diolch yn fawr for tuning in to our third episode. If you enjoyed it, please
Episode 3, pawb. We've
subscribe.
done it. We've done it. Episode 3.
Three. Leave a review, share it with your fellow parents. We'll be back next week with more stories, laughs, and honest chats. Until then, take care and keep being brilliant.
Ooh. I would like to also say, guys, thank you so much for listening all this way. I know it's been long, but you've sticked with us. So thank you. If you could share this and like it, then that'd be amazing. Diolch yn fawr.
Diolch yn fawr, nos da.
Os da chi gyd, hwyl